Hey, as we proceed, before we start handing the mic over to the people that would like to speak on the mic, we would like us to understand that there were rituals being done against the indigenous people in Africa, known as Ndigbo, the Igbo people. When we say Ndigbo, it means the indigenous people. When we say the Igbo, it means the connotation of the recognition of the pronunciation of the colonial masters. Igbo, that I before the GB, means the connotation from the people that came to our land. Igbo, that is Igbo, Italy, Francais, Iglo, but you have the glows. So our people should understand that there were some rituals being done against us, and we are here to dismantle those rituals, both in academic spectrum, spiritual, and political. We are here to destroy that. Thank you so much, and you are welcome to this program, all of you. Let me start by recognizing the presence of our people here present, like Honorable Ben, I can see Honorable Eunice, and the host of others here present. You are all welcome to this program. This program is not going to last for long because it is for us to voice out certain philosophical dictum before others, because it's very, very important that our people understand how to fight both physically, economically, ergonomically, and also spiritually. Because you need to understand when people use some voodoos in African terminology to cage your people down. By the time you understand that they use some white witchcraft to cage your people, it is left for you as an academician, after getting your academic prowess, to decode that and also to divert that. It's just like when you're talking about, physics. You have positive and negative in terms of reactions. When you understand the dual, you can, know a way or derive a way to saving your people from the quagmire. Now, let me go straight to the point. I said, this evening broadcast or brotherly transmission has to do with unity of peoples in Biafran self-determination. And there is something that came that nobody has seen in this world. It is called Imorula. Imorula is an Igbo language, and at the same time, it is an English abbreviation. The world must understand that Biafran people speak in dual language, in Biafran language, Igbo language, and in English. Imorula is both in English and in Biafran language, Igbo language. Because when you look at the first language, Imo is Igbo, and it has to do with a state you have within the Biafran region or in Igbo state. Imo state. You have ruler. That is, you have to do with Uruala in the same Imo state. And also in English language, ruler. Thank you. Imo ruler is something that is very, very deep from the spiritual hand. Imorula has to do with the destruction of what the colonial masters meant by when they say that never allow Igbo to rule again. The contrary of never allow Igbo to rule again is expressed in Imorula. I said the contrary. I didn't say the direct interpretation of never allow Igbo to rule again. I said Imorula is the opposite of never allow Igbo to rule again, which is expressed in what you touch in your daily basis in the zoo, otherwise known as Naira, Naira. Naira. Now, instead of saying Naira, you say Imorula. Instead of saying Naira, you must say Imorula. I repeat for the third time. Instead of saying Naira, our people should have this as a slogan, Imorula. I'm sure that it's very clear now. Imorula has to do with Igbo must rule again ala Igbo. Imo ruler is against Naira. Igbo must rule again in ala Igbo. Here it very, very clearly. That is the destruction of Naira. The ideology that brought about Naira came from Britain, ex-Great Britain. And we are destroying it in this 2026. The certificate came from the 10th of February 2026, and it is already recognized. That is the first strophe, Imorula. Let's go to the second strophe. The second strophe has to do with Isobo. Isobo is an abbreviation, and at the same time, it is an Igbo language. It is the lingua franca of Igbo. And if we can understand it, it means that Isobo is one of the ethnic groups you have. One of the ethnic group you have in Biafra land, Isobo. It means that there is a connotation in our own essence. Now, I want you to calm down and listen to the meaning of Isobo in English, in terms or in sense with what we are saying. Isobo means Igbo. That is, I stand for Igbo. S stands from save. O stands from Ojuku. Before B, others. Isobo means Igbo. Save Ojuku before others. And when you go into the interpretation, under parentheses, you can see Ige soro onyendu bochi. Isobo means I stand from Ige. S stand from soro. O stand from onyendu. B stand from bochi. Ige soro onyendu bochi. That is the meaning of Isobo. So now, in terms of slogan, you can simply culminate the duo as Imorula, meaning Igbo must rule again in ala Igbo, meaning Biafra land, and the response must be Isobo. Isobo means Igbo save Ojuku before others, or Ige Soronyendu Bo Chi in more diverse and digressed manner. That is the way it's supposed to be. And philosophically, it means that this formula has, as from this day, the 10th of February 2026 destroyed the colonial ritualism orchestrated against our people. Henceforth, our liberation slogan, Imorula Isobo, Imorula Isobo, Imorula Isobo, meaning Igbo must rule again in Biafra land. Save Onyendu before others. Save Onyendu before others. Save Onyendu before others. Sorojuku Bochi. Sorojuku Bochi. That is the philosophical derivation from the office of His Academic Highness, the most educated black man in the whole Europe. At the same time, the European rep, the Republican representative of the Biafran liaison office in Italy. Let us follow exactly what the spirit of Biafra says, that we must destroy the meaning of Naira and Kobo, and we must transform it to our own that says Imorula and Isobo. Igbo must rule again in Alaigbo. Isobo. Igbo must save Ojukwu before others. Ige Soronyendu Bochi. That is the message. Thank you all for coming up and for recognizing this transmission, which is orchestrated under the unity of purpose in Biafran self-determination. Thank you so much. And I would like any of you to take up on the mic so that your opinion could be given. Your opinion is very, very important. Your opinion, I repeat, our opinions are very, very important. Let me hit my mic, and the next person on the mic can pick up the mic. Thank you.
Good morning. We
should make the hair when the sun shines. Continue with your line of thought, sir.
Thank you so much, the academic highness. Yes, you have to make a hair while the sun is shining. So, like I was saying, our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made us to understand that a lot of things is going to happen. It is you that Mazi Simon Ekpanjoku is looking up to. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu may be giving you, decisions in a coded language. In military tactics, I think MID can clarify. He can even attest to the fact that in some cases, there may be a coded language. When they tell you yes, you should know that the exact meaning of what he's saying is no. So
let me help you, sir, maintain your line of thought. Okay. There is something you call, there is something we generally know as hyperbole, onomatopoeia. You still have what you call ironia or irony. Thank you, sir. Continue.
Okay, thank you so much. Exactly. So, for most of you who say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said this, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that, our leader may say it because he's forced to say it. But in the other way, our leader is sending you a very coded message for you to stop listening to what he's saying, or for you to do the opposite of what he's saying. The same thing applies to our Prime Minister, first Prime Minister of Brigham, Mazi Simon Ekpanjoku. So if you say that you are taking instruction from Mazi Simon Ekpanjoku, what about what happened when Mazi Simon Ekpanjoku told you and I that any decision coming from our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, can never be trusted because he's not a free man to make decisions. So his case now, you don't feel the same way, right? So I want every one of you to understand, for our listeners, those who are listening in an anonymous section, because most of you that are falling apart from this restoration project will not come with your real account to come and listen on our spaces. You go into anonymous sections. You don't want your account to be known. But we are using this opportunity to tell you, Biafran Republic government in exile is the brainchild of Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku. Is supported by our leader, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And at this particular time, the leader of Brigi is Prime Minister Ogechukwu Nkere. The reason for the establishment of government in exile is to make sure that the government in exile liaises with the government of the world. We are no longer on a group-to-group, negotiation or interaction. American government cannot interact with group. It can never happen. That is the reason why in 2023, when that BRGIE was unveiled in Helsinki, Finland, our Prime Minister made a comment that nobody can now take, the Biafran people cannot be taken into a ride anymore because government is a continuum. Now, the reason for this government is for us to use this government in order to, go into diplomatic alliance discussions with the government of the world. Remember, that is the reason for the establishment of Biafran Republic government in exile. Because the American government understand that this government is now the only government that is, speaking for the Biafran people. And when that government was established, the Prime Minister in Helsinki, Finland, sent the Biafran charters to members of the Congress for them to understand that we now have a government that is working in tandem with the stipulated processes of world governance or political in the world political arena, the Biafran Republic government in exile. And the cabinet members or the policy makers in America, like Mike Johnson, all of them received the Biafran Charter and they read it. What it means is that they now understand that everything that we'll be doing going forward will be coming from the Biafran Republic government in exile of Biafra and America. They didn't expect it to come from any group, and America cannot have time to come and discuss with groups. It's because most of you in the anonymous section, do I say you are bereft of ideas, or do I say that you people don't actually understand how government works? Now, that government that was established, that was reactivated in 2023, the government in exile, is still very much functional till tomorrow. And that government, under the Biafran bylaws and the charter, stipulated that when the prime minister is incapacitated, where he cannot function as a prime minister, I don't think it's under 6 months or thereafter or 3 months. Documents stipulated that then the cabinet can now elect a prime minister to take the position of the one that is incapacitated.
Just a second, there, my brother. You are selling under the radio of MID, Ministry of Defense. So it is envisaged under page 23 of our charter and the amendments. Then it says that within 90 days of the absence of the prime minister, or because of impeachment or the state of incapacitation, the cabinet members have to go back to the process of re-electing the substitute, meaning the one that we continue, because it is not a personal property. And that is what BRGIE followed. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, MID Brief, for that confirmation. So the reason why I'm trying to say this, the reason why I'm trying to remind listeners about this is because a lot of people don't understand that this government is a government that nobody can destroy. It doesn't matter how much sabotages or how many people that come to try to destroy or tarnish the image of the government. The government is something that nobody can destroy. The government is continuum. The government cannot stand still because the prime minister is incapacitated. Then you wait for him for 100 years or 20 years or 10 years or 5 years, as the case may be. Then for the government to function. Imagine that Nelson Mandela was inside detention and they were taking order from Nelson Mandela. Do you think South Africa will be free today? Imagine that. Okay, look at what just happened to Nicolas Maduro of 18. He was the president of Venezuela. Why did not allow under 6 months to expire, or 3 months before they can now elect another somebody to replace him? Because government is a continuum. So for most of you that are thinking that, oh, the position of a prime minister is not a personal property. Biafra, we are looking for our freedom. We are fighting for our freedom. We cannot be stagnant we cannot stop in a place because our leaders are in detention. No, we will have to move on. And that is what is happening under Biafran Republic government in exile. So I want to use this opportunity to tell those who are listening in anonymous section the reason why, if you are actually genuine, that you followed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The reason why, if you are actually genuine, that you supported Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku is because you saw the truthfulness in them. You saw the commitment in them. You saw the courage and the love to free their people in them. And that is the reason that you followed, you supported, and you joined them. That reason is the same reason that you see Ogechukwu Nkere going to Washington, D.C. That reason is the same reason that you saw the BRGIE government hiring a lobbying firm. That reason is still very much active till tomorrow. So what is the essence of you that actually want to fight for freedom or want to see your people free, and you see that BRGIE under Ogechukwu Nkere is doing the exact thing that our leader was and the Kanu wanted, and the exact thing that our prime minister called for, but you decided to look the other way around. You decided to come and start castigating what we are doing. You decided to come around and start fighting against the moving train. What is the purpose? What do you intend to achieve if you are actually fighting for the freedom of Biafra? I don't think you are. Because if you are, what you should do at this particular time is for you to pull your resources together and support Biafran Republic government in exile under our active Prime Minister right now, Ogechukwu Nkere. You remember, in 2023, he was still the finance minister when he was sent to meet Ted Cruz. He was still the finance minister when he was sent to meet Mike Johnson. He was still the finance minister when he was given the Biafran charter to meet some cabinet members or some American congressmen and women in Washington, D.C. What has changed? That, the reason why he was sent then with the Biafran charter is for the American government to be aware of what is happening in Biafra. is for American government to understand and know the atrocities that the Nigerian government have committed against the Biafran people, and that nobody was speaking for the Biafran people. Nobody was holding all these evil perpetrators accountable. You saw the reason why he was sent. You clapped for him. You heard Obatobie. You raised flag and you, oh, Obatobie, you are doing great. You are doing this and you are doing that. Can you tell me what has changed that Ogechukwu NKERE have done wrong? Now he is able to go. He is now able to sit down one-on-one with American government representatives under as a prime minister. Because one thing our people should understand is that for 1 year after the detention of our prime minister, for 1 year, Biafrans didn't have a prime minister. Rather, we had acting prime minister. Then American government that you sent your Biafran charter or that know about the bylaws, they will look into it and want to know whether you are going to follow the process of election of a prime minister, since your prime minister is in detention. So for 1 good year under your government, you did not even review the laws that guide the government. You did not even try to know what the law or the bylaw stipulated in case the prime minister is incommunicado or in case the prime minister is incapacitated. So the Biafran Republic government in exile cabinet members were very much wise in order to follow the rule of law, to follow the template that is stipulated in the Biafran bylaws and as well as the charter. And that gave back to the prime minister himself. So right now, the American government will feel very much at peace, understanding the fact that the Biafran people have followed the law according to how it was laid in the bylaws as well as the Biafran charter, and they now have a prime minister who is going to be, meeting with them, discussing with them until Mazi Simon Ekpanjoko, or until our leaders come out. So this is what most of our people should understand and know, that this is the time for us to come on board with everything that we have and support this government under Ogechukwu NKERE, because the government is doing exceptionally well. The government has achieved a lot under Prime Minister Ogechukwu NKERE, under our lobbyist Elias, and under our attorney Amanda Biri. And you don't change a winning team. And I want to remind each and every one of you, for our listeners as well who don't actually understand how America was able to come to this fray and hold Nigerian government into account. The achievement that Briggy have achieved within this short period of time is what led American government now holding Nigerian government into account. This was culminated in the 18th of September 2025 congressional briefing that happened in Washington, D.C. Throughout the period that Biafran people have been fighting for freedom, there have never been a time that we are in this stage of our liberation. Ojukwu never had this opportunity of speaking directly with policymakers in America. Wazirike did not even go close. Our leader, NNAMDI KANU, got close to Trump inauguration, and that was in 2000, if I'm not mistaken, 2019 or 2016. That was how far our leader could go. But under Mazi Simon Ekpanjoko, we now was able to break that genes. We met congressmen, we met Speaker Johnson, we met Ted Cruz, and that continuity have always been there up to today. Now, the election of Ogechukwu NKERE is a very big plus and an added advantage to this Biafran restoration project. So the issue of Nkuna Agbozo, Ngbona Agbozo should not have arisen if you are actually genuinely fighting for the restoration of Biafra. At this particular time, I don't think you should be a stumbling block in the progress of brigade activities in Washington, D.C. We must come together right now, because as it stands, Ngozi, Emma, every one of them that you think that they talk about Biafra, they say this Biafra, that none of them have gotten even close to uh, uh, Washington, D.C. They can't go there. They can't even go have an opportunity of even getting close to the gate, not to even talk of having access to any of the senators. It is practically impossible. So if you can see the achievement of Brigade under Ogechukwu Nkere, then what is the reason why ị ga-ahafe isi wee gbawara ike ajụ? What is the reason why that you will now forget so easily the government that is now speaking directly with American government, the government that has now had congressional briefing, the government that are now sitting with Ted Cruz, Senators Brian Mast, John James, the prime minister that is now speaking with all these people. You are seeing it. It is online. You go to Briggy website, you see it happening. You even read Nigerian news. You saw it. You saw every news about it. Then you close your eyes as if it does not exist. And you follow somebody who said they have hired plane to carry you to Nigeria in 2025. It never happened. You follow somebody that say only Westo will give you Biafra and give you security. You follow somebody who is always writing memo on social media. The only thing they know how to do is to write memo. Nigeria this, Nigeria that, come and donate this. That is the only thing that you can see they have done. Tomorrow they tell you that they have embassy in Washington, D.C. Next tomorrow they say they have another one in France. And tomorrow you wake up and follow somebody who you have not even seen one day have any headquarter of Biafra in any of his zone that he said they are residing. And you are sheepishly, you are foolishly, you are idiotically giving your hard-earned money to all these people. Even if they use voodoo on you, you don't know that it is deceit. They are deceiving you, and they are trying to destroy what we are building. So my wonderful Biafran brothers and sisters, lovers of freedom that are listening, the unity of purpose in Biafra self-determination is what we are calling to each and every one of you. If you want to Biafra like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpanjoko, then follow the man who knows road. Follow the prime minister who has been able to give us unexpected result, because the Nigerian government now understand if they can spend $900 million in order to fight against the lobbying effort of our LAS and against the actions and activities and the presence of our prime minister in Washington, D.C. That is a proof that what Briggy is doing is yielding positive result in Washington, D.C. and destroying the fabrics of the terrorist Nigerian government in America. So what are you waiting for? Bring your money and support Biafran Republic government in exile so that we can be free once and for all. Whatever you have against Ogechukwu Nkere is not Biafra. You are fighting. Whatever you have against Sonny Akparawa is not the Biafra you are fighting. If actually you came to fight for freedom, I don't think you can look anybody's face. As long as you see that the person is doing the right thing, you should support it. If there is any fracas or any misunderstanding, that will be settled when Biafra is fully restored. So we are calling on every one of you who have what it takes to support the freedom of their people, because you don't love what is happening in Biafra land. Our land is blessed with natural resources, yet we cannot access it. It is the strangers that are using it to enrich themselves. I was watching one video on social media today, and I saw Ali Madu Sherif, one of the governors of the northern state. His compound looked like a stadium. The cars that parked there are up to 50 cars for one person. And that person can only drive one car at a time. He has not driven them under 1 year. What is the essence of living such affluence in a place that you are not using it for? All this money that you see all these people acquiring are coming from the resources that Biafra land can produce. And this is the reason why NNAMDI KANU said we can never remain in Nigeria anymore. Because once Biafra is restored, every Biafran son, daughter, old, young, will be able to benefit from the vast natural resources that Biafra land can produce. As a matter of fact, let me remind us, we have enough that is going to take care of our generation till eternity. Even the whole of Nigeria, we can take care of Nigeria because we have in quantum what the world needs to progress and to live. We have it in Biafra, but it cannot be harnessed. We cannot access it now because the occupiers are still in Biafra land. And that is why we are appealing to you, Biafrans. Come and join hands with the government, fund your liberation, fund your restoration, so that when we evict all these terrorists from our land, we can now be able to develop in our own pace and take care of our people. And you can no longer be going abroad to seek for greener pasture. You can no longer be dying in Mediterranean Sea. You can no longer be looking for employment when you are after your studies. You can no longer be asking how are you going to get your 3 square meals a day, because the Biafran government will be able to take care of the elderly. Everybody will be taken care of by the Biafran government when Biafra is fully restored. So what are you waiting for? Join hands now to make this happen. But under these divisions, it cannot be possible. But let me remind you once again, our leader NNAMDI KANU made us to understand that no matter what you do, Biafra must be restored. So if you decide to continue to sabotage, if you decide to continue to be a break in the wheel of progress, it will only take a little while, but Biafra must be surely restored. But I want to assure you, every person that committed one way or the other in making sure that Biafra is delayed or trying to sabotage the freedom of the Biafran people, you must be held accountable. If you are not held under this generation, the generation that are with us or following us will hold you into account, because everything is on social media. We know who you are. We know what you are doing. We know how much you are supporting. And we know the underground dirty job that you are doing behind the scene in order to make sure that you continue your one Nigeria because of one 4x4, 2x2 bedroom that you have in Lagos, Abuja, and all the rest of them. My wonderful Biafran brothers and sisters, lovers of freedom, it is freedom that we want, no other thing. When Biafra is fully restored, whoever will be the Prime Minister of Biafra will be voted into power by the Biafran people. You may be your state administrator. You may be your county chairman. You may be your ward chairman, as the case may be. So, but let us now get Biafra. Every other thing will fall into place when we get to Biafra. But all these divisions is not going to help us. The time to come together is now. Thank you so much, MID Bricks, for giving me this opportunity. Wonderful Biafrans. The ball is in our court, and we must be free. Ndewonu, I yield my mic.
Yeah, Ndewo, who is on the mic? Yeah, who is on the mic? Can you identify yourself? Yes, Mazi Samuel. Yes, you have to second what. Never allow Igbo rule again into Imo ruler, meaning Igbo must rule again in Ala Igbo. That is the sobriety of what we're saying in this evening. And the slogan, which is supposed to be at the place of the destruction of the Kobo, is Isobo. Kobo means, according to the slogan that they had during the Biafran genocide, is kill Ojukwu before others. Nobody is killing Ojukwu before others, but Igbo save Ojukwu before others. In more deciphered lingua franca, it means Ige soro nyendu bochi, Ige soro Ojukwu bochi. That is the meaning of what we're saying, and it all corresponds to what we call unity of purpose in Biafran self-determination. So having said this, let us hand over the microphone to Waeze. Waeze means the son of king. Waeze, you have the mic. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir, Honorable MID. Thank you very much, sir, for your teachings and educations and for everything you are doing for Biafra. Fellow Biafrans, I greet everybody. First, I thank Chikoki Kabiama for his mercy and grace and for making it possible for us to converge here again in our holy temple to worship our Creator, our Messiah, our hope, our everything, Biafra. I thank all the honorable ministers here, those who are devoted their time, energy, and everything to make sure Biafra is restored. I thank you for all your effort. We are proud of you. I thank everybody who is doing anything they can to make sure Biafra is restored and we march to the promised land. It pains my heart that I thought we had many intelligent people in Biafra. I thought we had people who are sensible as Biafrans. Sometimes I'm ashamed to identify myself with this kind of people because they have not learned anything from our leaders. We went to Helsinki. We all agreed. We signed a document. We all agreed on that document. We even give a time frame of 4 years of liberating our land. All of us sing and dance, eat and drink, we rejoice. Even our first prime minister danced around that document, which we're supposed to hold firmly. Open that book page by page from the first day we got that book. Open it page by page and execute everything in that book to the letter. I think that is where we should focus on. But everybody, ordinary useless name called COS, deceived Biafrans that I thought they were intelligent. With all their degrees, with all their exposure, with all their technical know-how, they believe that a COS is the next in command. After the document you signed, we all adopted to work on that document to restore Biafra before we now call and introduce our constitution. This only COS deceive people and they follow her. But I don't blame you. You will only know and dream, you sleep to dream how to buy and sell. You have never been involved in anything governance. You have never even fought for anybody, for any animal to be free. What do you think is for your own selfishness? How you will make billions overnight? How you will go and take one useless chieftaincy title in a village and use it to suppress the poor and the needy? That is what you are known for. That is where you are concerned. That is where you never want to support your own freedom, because you want us to remain in the bondage as you are in the bondage, because you love bondage, because you were born in bondage. What is still difficult for us to understand here, everything is in black and white. This is the procedure. Follow this way. We will get what we are looking for. It is not too difficult. We don't need to go to the university to learn this thing. If anybody holding that document and is not implementing what is in that document, that is when we revolt, because all of us signed that document. So even if it's animal that is holding that document and is ready to implement everything in that document, we should follow that animal to the end. That is what I think we should be doing by now. We should be negotiating with these terrorists with their own men. Like our men should have taken some of these idiots and we negotiate with them. We are at war. Every one of us knows this is a fact. We are at war. Out of 100 of us, one of us was, or two of us was kidnapped. So should we perish the 99, destroy the 99 because of the two we know where they are? Is it not the right thing for us to go and save that 99 and make sure they are safe? Then we come back now and look for that two where we know where they are. Then some people will now suggest, because one is kidnapped, so let the 99 go and perish because one is kidnapped. We should not be negotiating with them. We should not be taking over government houses in Biafra land. Our first prime minister told us that this thing, with this war, is going to be fought in dimensions. Those in the homeland, what you need is the tools to do your job. Do your job to the letter. Then those on the media, they do their job. Those going to Washington, they do their job. I don't know where this confusion is coming from. I don't know why some of us are confused. I don't really get it. Because this thing is very simple. I don't know why we should even be here preaching people, begging people to support these things that many of us agreed on. Millions of people signed this and voted for us to do this thing. You were there when the document was generated. You followed it, you praised it. Why are you working against it now? Why are you going against it now? Because we are not going to come out of Nigeria where there's no rule of law.
Just hold your line of thought. You said you cannot do the same thing that the Nigerians are doing, where you cannot hold the rule of law. Just hold that.
What is this?
Your line of thought. Let me say something now. Don't be annoyed, sir. Don't be annoyed. There is something I want to let our people to understand. The meaning of the legitimization of Brigi was the Helsinki Convention, 2023 October 20th till October 23rd, 20th, 21, 22nd. Something happened between October 20th, 21st, 22nd. It was the approbation of what the Biafran Charter. How many Biafrans did voted for the charter? You know, at times people don't talk about it. How many Biafrans voted for the charter? But the charter was voted. And also, that was the legitimization of BRGIE government, BRGIE cabinet, BRGIE prime minister. You see what happened in Helsinki. Helsinki was an international rendezvous. Biafrans gathered there. Just like Biafrans gathered in 2024 in Laiti, precisely at Ugeli Hall and the presidential hall known as Sibelius Hall, where the man who wrote the symphony of Biafran anthem, the pit was, embedded. So you cannot go and create Brigi and the cabinet of Brigi without having these characteristics. That is the reason why I always tell those of us in America and across Europe that think that they are educated, that no, it is not a question of registering an organization. It's a question of understanding what the law says. Awonye Ndomazi Nnamdi Kanu, His Excellency, know that, or he knew that there was the need for the creation of a government. But he was waiting for the enabling environment. The enabling environment was that thing that Simon Ekpe did through NKERE, which means the registration of BRGIE, meaning the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, and the subsequent legalization at the Ministry of Justice of the United States of America. People don't need to do things anyhow. Before you go to create anything and call it government, know you that you should have followed the due process. The only one that followed the due process is the BRGIE that Ogechukwu NKERE had. Having said this, let our people want some people that are being called COS, whether it is the old one or the new one, that they should go and read and know how to manage people and manage what is written in the law, so that they will not mislead the people. Their character will not make anybody to miss the road. All of us are Ndigo. Your character as somebody who is holding a strategic position should not make people to miss the road, because the particular milieu that we are into is very, very delicate. It is the heartbeat of Onye Ndomazi Nnamdi Kanu. Before you go to create anything calling government, know you that when you are fighting as a government in exile, it is one government, not three governments. The only is BRGIE that went to Helsinki and went to Laiti and did all those conventions that all of us saw, and all of us were together. All these people making noise, whether you are in America or in Europe, we are all together with BRGIE under Simon Ekpa. And who registered the BRGIE under Simon Ekpa is called Ogechukwu NKERE. And nobody should go and destroy what Ogechukwu NKERE is doing, whether you are called any name or you are being given a position. If you are given a position, go and learn how to manage the people. Don't take things individualistically. So my brother Weze, you can continue with your line of thought. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir, for the time and for explaining to Biafrans, because I don't know, it baffles me that Biafrans are behaving like this. You know, if anybody tell me that we are here today shouting, talking, begging Biafrans to abide by what they sign on, abide by the document that all of us sign on, to hold on, you know, it baffles me, because I see like the Fulanis they're even better than them, because Fulanis, they know what they are fighting for. They are fighting for a country of their own, and they put their life online for that to happen. They don't mind, and they are serious about it. You know, Biafrans that I thought they know better, that they should even do times 10 of what these people are doing. And the one begging them, crying every day on internet, calling other people to come and help us. When we know that we are the life wire of that zoo called Nigeria, without us, Nigeria will not function. Just Monday sit at home. The whole world is crying. They are shaking. Now, you who say you don't want to get Biafra through guns or barrel of guns or how violent, is it not the best opportunity for you now to achieve that Biafra by sitting at home every Monday? What is your own problem now? You will lose nothing if you close your shop on Monday. Nothing you will lose. When you open that shop on Tuesday, all your goods are still intact, which means your money is there. You lose nothing. You lose nothing. Or is it that you are deliberately wicked not to contribute to your own freedom? Or you were born not to be free? What is your problem? We have not come this far. We have not, in the history of this struggle, we have not come this far that American Congress is talking about it. Then some people are following people who are confused. CRC, a committee, a conflict resolution committee, a committee. There's somebody who called himself or herself a Biafran, who is learned, will be confused of what you have in your charter, your document, and bylaws. We are not coming to build the worst of Nigeria. That is not what we want. If any day our Prime Minister start acting out of what we have in the charter and in our bylaws or anything we agreed on, the next person should take him aside and move on. That is the government we are trying to build, not where we cut corners and do things anyhow. That is not what we, a person like me, that is not what I want. That is not why I'm here. I am here because I see we should follow the law to the letter. That thing that we the people, because we the people are the God. Once we agree, anything we agreed upon, that is final. And we have agreed on this document to guide us till we get our independence. We are not making noise enough the way we should make noise enough. That our people, the people we have contract with, our contract with you is tell us what you need to take these terrorists out of our land. That is our business with you. And that's what you should be focusing on, not coming to read the newspaper for confusing Biafrans. Who knows what they are doing? Focus on your job. Let everybody focus on their job. Let us do this thing once and for all and get home. Stop behaving like going up and down. Okay, we should now abandon the struggle now and focus on going to release our leaders, whom we know enemies, they can never release him even in 200 years to come. Then we should just move backward and go into, not that we are even holding anything.
Just a second, Mazingo is there.
Academic Finance, allow him to finish. Allow him.
I want you to act as a co-host just for immediately after you finish speaking, you hand over the mic to Hart.
Okay, I'm gonna refresh it. I'm gonna stop it right here.
Thank you, sir.
We're gonna share it half to everybody in all WhatsApp platforms. Please, if you are hearing my voice.
Sorry, my minister, I'm here. It's still me, I should be the one to go first. But the other network was giving problem. I have to change and come in with this. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna remove this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. What I mean is,